In our previous lecture, we have obtained the values of different components, and the standard equation is this. Now we will put the value of this cross product by this method. That is, you know that determinant of 3 by 3 matrix, it will become I into omega cos lambda into z dot minus omega sin lambda into y dot and minus j, this one, it will become 0 minus omega sin lambda into x dot minus omega sin lambda into x dot and plus k, this one k is, this is 0 minus omega cos lambda into x dot. Okay, we can solve this determinant, first coefficient and multiplication of this second and third. So ultimately it will become omega cos lambda, this one, into z dot minus omega sin lambda into y dot, it is I. Okay, minus into minus plus omega sin lambda x dot omega sin lambda into x dot j, and this last one is omega cos lambda into x dot and k. So this is the value in 3 components, I, j and k component. So this value is putting here. So on putting all these values in our standard equation, this is our standard equation, you will get this MA. This MA may be written as M into x double dot I y double dot j plus z double dot k, because A is in the general form. The general form is x double dot y double dot z double dot k. We have not the specific value of A. Now it is minus m into g into k cap and plus this one t over L minus xi minus yj plus L minus z into k as it is, and minus 2 m, this one, and the value of this equation is this. So we will put this value, that is omega cos lambda z dot minus omega sin lambda into y dot into I cap plus omega sin lambda into x dot j cap and minus omega cos lambda x dot omega cos lambda into x dot into k cap, this one. Is it clear? We have find the values of all vectors into its component form. So overall, this equation number 1 is the standard equation. So this equation contains I component, j component as well as k component. Now we will separate the coefficient of I on both sides, j on both sides and k on both sides, separating the coefficients of I, j and k. So we will get 3 equations. First equation corresponding to I values, second j value, third one is from k values. So in this way, this equation will split in 3 equations, sub equations. Okay. On left hand side, first of all I am comparing the coefficient of I cap. So I cap is m into x double dot, this is I. So m into y double dot j and m into z double dot k. Now I am separating only I component initially. So m into x double dot. And on the right hand side, this is, it contains k component, but we require only I component. It will become minus t upon L into x, t upon L into x, t upon L into minus x into I cap. Okay, I is compared, and similarly here this is I, this is I, and it is minus 2m into omega cos lambda z dot minus omega sin lambda into y dot. It is also I. It is j, it is k. So these two terms are of I components. Okay. Similarly, we will compare j components. J means m into y double dot. On the left hand side, it will become m into y double dot j, and on the right hand side, it is k. This is j. Okay. So t by L into minus y, minus t upon L into y. Okay, it is j, and here it is also j, and it is multiplied with 2m. So it will become minus 2m into omega, 2m into omega sin lambda into x dot, this one. Okay. And third one, we will compare kk components on both sides. On left hand side, it is m into z double dot. Okay. And on the right hand side, it is also k, minus m into g into k. K is compared with k. So coefficient is mg minus mg. It is k, and this one is k. T by L, L minus z, plus T by L into L minus z. Okay. And last, minus 2m into this, minus into minus, plus 2m omega cos lambda into x dot. Okay. This one. So this is right. Now, this equation, standard equation, is splitting into three sub equations. It is due to I components, jj component, kk components. Now, we are having three equations now. Equation number may be 2, 3 and 4, because first equation is main equation, and on splitting in all components coefficients, we will get these three equations. Now, we will reduce these three equations into two equations, because our aim is to prove the path is elliptical and to find the time period. You know that we will find two types of answers. So to reduce these three equations into two equations, we will apply some approximations. What is that approximation? As we know, in case of pendulum, the amplitude of the pendulum is small, means pendulum, it will vibrate in a small area, amplitude is small. When the amplitude is small, then it will trace only x and y components. It will not attain some height. Height means z component is not there. We know that this is assumption in case of pendulum. So pendulum is confined only in the plane, xy plane. So pendulum is only confined in xy plane as the amplitude of the pendulum is small. Amplitude is very small. That's why there is no z component. That's why there is no z component. Means z component should not be there, or it will have the value as 0 or very close to 0. So put z dot, its derivative, and z double dot in all forms of z, z dot, z double dot. Put the value of all these z terms must be 0. Why? Because you know that the pendulum, motion of the pendulum is only confined in xy plane. there is no z component is required. That's why we'll put this. So in all these equations, here it is z dot. In second equation there is no z. In third equation is z. Okay, and on the left side is z. So we will put z dot 0 here, here also 0, and here also 0. Then the third equation will reduce to simple equation, and putting a value of from third into 1 and 2, we will get 2 equations. So this is your task. You can solve this elimination method from the book, and you will find that the final answer means on putting these values and on solving, we will get x square upon a minus b square, a plus b square, and y square upon a minus b square is equal to 1. So this type of equation we will obtain on solving or reducing these 3 equations into 2 equations. So z is not there. So we will apply the approximation for z parameters, and we will get this type of equation. So you can solve this equation from the book, or you can directly write this equation as it is, where x is equal to a plus b cos omega 1 t, and y is a minus b sin omega 1 t. Similarly, and a and b are constants. So why this equation is obtained? So this is the equation of standard equation of ellipse. You will automatically get the equation of ellipse. So this equation shows that the path followed by the Foucault's pendulum is elliptical. So this is the first result we have obtained. Because this article is very lengthy, you can skip 1 or 2 steps or few steps to find the final answer, because we are interested not in the mathematics, we are interested only in the physics. What is the physics behind it? Physics behind this equation is elliptical path or equation of ellipse. And also during this verification or this result, we will get the value for time t dash is equal to 2 pi over omega into sin lambda. Okay. So this answer is also obtained during the solution of this equation. So these 2 results, so this is our first result, that the path followed is elliptical, and this is our second result, that is the time period to complete complete vibration around the earth. And when we put the value of pi and omega is the velocity of earth and pi is 22.7, then we will get this is 24 hours upon sin lambda. Okay, sin lambda is here, and the value of 2 pi by omega is equal to 24 hours. This is the value of constants, or we can say that simply t dash is nothing, it is 24 hours upon sin lambda. This one is the result. Okay. Now we will discuss this result of time period at pole and at equator. You know that at pole lambda is 90 degree. You know that lambda is 90 degree at pole, because when there is diagram earth and it's a center, and here any particle lying is p, it is lambda. When this point p is lying at pole, this one pole, north and south poles, these are pole, the lambda become 90 degree. So sin 90 become 1. So time t dash is 24 hours only. Okay. And when lambda is, second case, at equator lambda is equal to 0 degree. So sin 0 is 0, 24 upon 0, infinity. So this implies t dash become infinity. Infinity means very large time, infinite time. It means when Earth rotate about equator, then it will take time period of infinity, infinite. It means it is not possible. So this result shows that the Earth rotates about its own axis only around this polar axis. It cannot rotate about its equator because time period become infinity. So this is the result for time period. So these are two results which have been proved from the mathematical steps by using Foucault's pendulum method. Thank you very much.